Take 7 on trying to do a video about Star Wars. The first of probably what's going to be a series called... Damn it, where is that? Like a Bosk. And, yeah. So this is Bosk. He's the first bounty hunter you end up seeing. And if I'm looking over that way, it's because the screen's right over here. Anyway, so... yeah. The reason that you might not know Bosk quite so well is because most of his stuff is in the expanded universe. This is now, most of these videos will be about sort of the general mistakes, however, like in the movies. However, first I'm going to cover sort of my criteria and a few other things, such as canon. This is probably going to be 3-4 videos, depending on how much I like the ones that are coming out over the next couple of years. Might do another one after that, maybe. Whatever. You're probably going to be yelling at me in the comments about this. Anyway, so what was I going to say? Oh yeah, so when I say canon, I'm not talking about the type of camera I'm using. I'm talking about George Lucas canon, television canon, ambiguous canon, non-canon, and generally accepted canon, if that makes sense. Can't remember what the third one was, so I skipped to 4th and 5th there. Anyway, so George Lucas canon is the movies, stuff like that. So, damn, it's already a 2-minute video and I barely started. So it's stuff like The Empire Strikes Back, The Return of the Jedi, stuff like that. It also includes the books. Any books that he put out. So it would include stuff like the novelizations of like The Phantom Menace or whatever. Second one is television canon, which sometimes conflicts with George Lucas canon, which might have to be changed to Disney canon actually, but anyway, random reference there. George Lucas canon is considered the sort of kingpin, if that makes sense, sort of the golden standard. So even television canon, which is considered secondary, can't beat it. Actually, most of television canon will probably be turned into non-canon due to the fact that it directly contradicts the movies. And the light just got brighter. Great. Yeah, can't make it better. Anyway, that's annoying. Very annoying light. Anyway, so television canon, just basically what's been put on television by him, by the people who have run Star Wars over the years. Thirdly is the generally accepted canon. This would include the Knights of the... Which one do I include? I had this a second ago. The New Order series, which is considered basically the equivalent of George Lucas canon. I hope and it takes place when the new movies are supposed to be taking place, so don't know what's going to happen there. Anyway, hopefully it doesn't screw up too much. Yeah, what was I going to say also? Also had this a second ago. Oh yeah, then there's ambiguous canon, which is stuff that may be canon but isn't quite sure. This includes some stuff that was originally considered really, really good canon, such as stuff about the Mandalorians, which got retconned because of the TV show, which might end up not having to be retconned. Hopefully. Probably not. Anyway, drifting off screen there. So then there's non-canon, which, as it sounds, isn't really canon. Yeah, that's kind of self-explanatory. And this is what a lot of stuff ends up being that contradicts other stuff. Forgot to mention, in the George Lucas canon, that also includes all the video games, or most of the video games. And generally it's the light side version that is considered the official canon. Apparently I didn't like me moving like the camera like that. Sorry if this gives that headaches to anyone. What was it? Damn, I'm scatterbrained today. Yeah, so actually let's get started with the actual stuff on why can't I think today? That would be good enough for a few years. Anyway, so I'm going to do the prequels first, and this isn't because I want to have more to talk about. This is because that way I can do it in episode order. This sounds really, really shallow of me. It's true, but it sounds really shallow of me. So let's start with episode 1. Yeah. So let me state that at least with the there we go, more comfortable position. With the prequels, it generally tries to follow it generally tries to act as an allegory for basically the Nazi regime, in the sense that there's an emperor instead of a Führer, basically the same thing. There's a great purge. Spoilers. Sorry. In which basically anyone who helps a group of people, Jedi/Jews, if I can say that without offending too many people. Yeah. They basically get killed. So, yeah. Anyway, on to more specific stuff. The first one was really lame because there we go. Because for the most part it was about a piece of legislation. It was too much into the politics for me to really care. It was essentially supposed to be the Weimar Republic, which, by the way, I learned from textbooks, not from Wikipedia. Whoever it was I was arguing with a few months ago when I promised this video, because you were being annoying. If I can say that without, offending every single person I've argued with ever. That makes me sound really dumb. Whatever. Yeah, so basically that was my main problem with it. Ultimately, there's not a lot that happens. And I'm talking about this from as a person who's both watched the movie and read the book before. That also sounds really lame, but anyway, yeah, it was really, really boring. It was really, really boring. Yeah, that hair's still there. Anyway, so I'm so off topic this video. Great first video! You couldn't see the sarcasm there. Damn it. probably going to have to cut this off in about 5 minutes. Okay, so where was that? Also, the thing with episode 1 is the midichlorians not really necessary. Lots of people will probably go on and on about, how, oh, the midichlorians are the worst thing ever. They weren't. Neither was Jar Jar Binks. In the sense that Jar Jar Binks actually ended up having a purpose. Kinda. He was important to the plotline in the sense that he was the idiot that managed to get pushed through a legislation that wasn't supposed to be pushed through. However, still better than Darth Caedus to some extent. Who will manage to see in the next movie? Anyway, so what else was I going to say about this? No, there was something. Right. So basically, too much CGI. There's literally one shot with no CGI. Really should have thought about that, Lucas. If you're watching this. Probably not watching this, I see. Whatever. Yeah. So, what was I going to do? Add. Oh, yeah. Also, moving on to the episode 2 here. I really liked some of the stuff in it. If I can say that without drawing too much anger. Again, not much substance, but that's generally true for the prequels. Unfortunately, The Empire Strikes Back puts more into the first half an hour than they did into the entire movie. Go Hoth. Why do I keep saying that? Anyway, so episode 2 didn't put much into it. Their problem. Yeah. So, oh yeah, and Count Dooku, who was known as Darth Tyrannus, really not that good a bad guy, if that makes sense, in the sense that he should have died from trying to use a force push. Actually, 2 of the force pushes. He didn't do well. He did not do well. And yeah, so then there was episode 3, which I think is the best of those prequels. Except for the fact that they killed off Aayla Secura, which was arguably one of the better Jedi Knights. Also, how can Annie be such an idiot as to force push, as to allow Mace Windu to die and then just not kill the Emperor? If he had done that, it would have solved the entire problem. He would have been a Jedi Master, probably one of the, probably ended up being on the council with all the honors that he wanted. Except he probably couldn't have Padme, which is unfortunate for him. However, he would have put balance to the Force, kinda. Maybe? No? Okay. Just was hoping. Yeah. Instead, he goes on an evil rampage, kills a ton of Jedi Knights, Padawans, etc. Anyway, Order 66, which I hope everyone gets a reference to. And 501st, but besides the point. yeah, if I can think of anything else, I'll probably upload another video about this. But yeah, that was the canon and prequels done. See ya.